expounding some of the
Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center Cislac, in collaboration with Nigeria's Employers Consultative Association Neca, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) that is geared towards advocating for a Nigeria where the dignity of workers is protected, business is fair, and governance is people-centered. Awal Ibrahim Musa Rafsanjani, the executive director of Cislac, disclosed this in Abuja on Tuesday that the signing of the MOU between Cislac and Neca marks a defining moment in the history of labor relations in Nigeria, emphasizing that it is more than an agreement, it is a covenant of trust between civil society, employers, and the Nigerian workers, as both parties is declaring that the dignity of labor, the welfare of Nigerian workforce, and the productivity of the nation can no longer be negotiable. Awal Musa stated that the partnership with Neca is a testament that employers and civil society can find common ground in recognizing that when workers thrive, businesses prosper, and society flourishes. Employers know that a confident, motivated workforce is the greatest asset any enterprise can have.
Was built to strengthen our institution and ensure more productivity in our economy. Today, with the signing of this MOU between Cislac and Neca, we mark a defining moment in the history of labor relations in Nigeria. This is more than an agreement. It is a covenant of trust between civil society and the employers and the Nigerian workers. Together, we are declaring that the dignity of labor, the welfare of our workforce, and the productivity of our nation can no longer be negotiated. They must be guaranteed. For decades, Nigerian workers have borne the burden of our nation's growth. Teachers shaping our future leaders, health workers standing on the front lines of crisis, farmers feeding our people, and countless others whose daily resilience keep our economy alive. Yet, too often, their sacrifices have been undervalued. The International Labour Organization reminds us that labor is not a commodity. The workers are human beings, deserving of fair wages. This MOU gives us a framework to do exactly that, and its objectives speak to our shared value for both organizations. So therefore, we intend to, to have an enhanced public policy formulation and implementation through evidence, promote decent work and uphold labor rights for a fair and productive workforce. We also hope to foster responsible business and conduct and ethical corporate practices, drive advocacy on critical issues such as health, climate change, and the environment.
On his part, Adewale Smart Oyemide, the Director General of Neca, stated that the MOU is not merely a document, it is a symbol of the two organizations' mutual commitment to advocating towards tackling Nigeria's most pressing challenges together.
That any business cannot do without, that even nations cannot do without this collaboration, because your capacity to do everything is limited. You can't do everything. You don't have the resources to do everything. You don't have the human resources also to do everything. You don't have the knowledge to do everything. So forward-looking organizations, forward-looking nations look for collaboration on how to leverage the strength of others, how to leverage our collective aspiration, leverage our objectives for greater impact. And we've looked around our environment. We have a very strong organized private sector comprising Neca, MAN, NASME, NASI. And we realized there is another organization that is doing quite a lot within the context of advocacy at the legislative side. And we took pain to study Cislac, to understand what they are doing. And by the time we were on the table to compare notes, we realized there's quite a lot that we're both doing together. Doing from different perspectives, but the objectives remain the same. Advocacy for organized businesses, advocacy for ease of doing business, advocacy for human rights, advocacy for employee rights. So we realize there is a lot of things we should be doing together for greater impact. And that battered this gathering today. And the gathering basically is just for us to formalize that engagement that we've had informally, and to say, look, let's join our strength together for the benefit and the good of our nation, for the good of the average Nigerians, for the good of the Nigerian businesses, for the good of Nigerian workers, and for the betterment of Nigeria as a whole. So this collaboration that we are trying to formalize today, we address quite a bit of issues. We strengthen our capacity to advocate on those issues. As I said, advocacy on the legislative side, advocacy on skills development, advocacy on issues of policy from all sides.
This partnership is a clear indication that progress is best achieved through collaboration, not division, and a demonstration that when private sector and civil society work as allies, it can drive meaningful, lasting transformation. As the